It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures. It leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses. It restoreth my buzz. It leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.
Stuff for the...
Hi!
I
Hold
already
on,
want more
I'm
coffee.
muting myself for a second.
I already want more coffee. I finished my coffee, but I want more now.
So I probably have to leave any second. So I didn't read. I saw last night on TikTok that October is PCOS Awareness Month. Have you
Oh, I
ever
didn't
heard
know
of
that.
that?
I did.
And women are growing out their facial hair.
Yeah.
Like when you have PCOS. You
Well, I
wear
just shaved
lots of-
mine, so I didn't get the memo.
Oh.
I plucked mine, so.
So there's lots of women that are growing out their facial hair on TikTok.
I think women who want to have it should just keep it.
Yeah.
I know there was a couple Russian ladies when I did adult daycare. They had a couple, and people would go with tweezers, and they're like, "Don't touch that."
I mean, if
That
you
was a
want it,
side-
if you like it, leave it. Do you?
Yeah.
I don't like it on me.
It tickles me. It's not even. It's not even really vanity.
I don't like the
thing.
feeling when because I touch myself.
I touch
a
my
lot.
face. I touch my face all the time.
I don't like feeling it.
We could sing that song. When I
think about you, I touch myself.
I guess that's not really facial hair, is it? That's chin hair.
It's facial hair.
That's like throat hair.
But no, there's a lot of people that have pretty much started growing out. And the famous artist Frida, she always had a unibrow, and people were like,
yeah,
she was beautiful. She was a beautiful woman, and that just added to her mystique. That was part of who she was.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's
unique.
kind of cool that people are bringing that into a more socially acceptable, because that's the only thing that it is whether it's socially acceptable or not. It's like,
right.
I mean, I stopped shaving my armpits and my legs when I was pregnant for my first child. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. and then I found out why people started shaving. People were like, it's health issues. Actually, it's the opposite. It's actually
there to protect you.
Not healthy to shave them.
Yeah, that's there to protect you, actually.
Yep. But whores.
But I don't have much protection to begin with.
Yeah, I don't have a lot.
I'm not very hairy.
I'm not either. It's all in my chin and my upper lip. and my eyebrows.
See, I
It's all on my face.
I just have a little scattering on my chin. And like the normal, everyone has that little downy kind of on their lip.
Mine comes in coarse though, so
Oh, not
I
mine.
pluck some of them. People are like, you pluck them. I'm like, yeah, because if I rip them off with wax, it gets all those little ones, and then
Yeah.
I get like a rash above my lip, which is annoying. So I just rather pluck the long dark ones.
Yeah.
There's
It can be more precise.
but yeah, the reason women started shaving their legs was in France. The whores
Yeah.
would shave to appease the pedophiles.
That's what I thought more than it's healthy.
Yeah.
Well, I
Same
guess it
thing with
kind
the
of represents
undercarriage
youth, which
area.
is health.
Same thing with the pubic region.
Mm-hmm.
I had one guy
That's what
tell
I
me,
always thought.
"Wow, I would never blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Well, that's not my fault. You like little girls." He about lost his shit. Hey, Jelly Bean.
Hi, Jelly Bean.
Good morning. I'm sorry, my camera's not working. We're having kind of a hella day today, so my camera's not working, but y'all can hear me, so there's that.
Dixie's being shy today.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm so shy. But you guys don't get to. You came in at a bad time. No, of course not. You guys don't get to see me eat this pumpkin spice donut. They had put white glaze on top of it, which it really doesn't need.
Yeah. Well, for us, some people like that extra sweetness.
It's really sweet, but it's delicious. It's nice and cinnamon.
Cinnamon and
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dane did say yesterday he was going to make French toast, and I got jelly. I like French toast. I had French toast sticks, but I didn't make them myself, so it's not the same.
Where do you get French
You will
toast
get
sticks
your
from?
crickets later. What?
Where do you get your French toast sticks from?
Aldi.
Oh, I have no idea.
Listen, so we went to Aldi yesterday, and I found out they used to have two kinds of frozen meatballs at Aldi.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I've only ever seen two kinds anywhere. But anyway, they had classic and they had Italian. Well, we went yesterday and they had Swedish style
really?
meatballs. Yes. Like, man, that's getting that next time because I already had a bag in the freezer here. I didn't need another bag. But
So the Swedish ones would be not the classic ones? What would be different?
excellent question.
I'm American.
It probably
so I
has
have no
different seasonings.
I would be
But
curious.
I didn't examine it that much.
Because when I make Swedish meatballs, it's the same thing, just I make a brown gravy and sour cream.
Yeah. So I don't know what they did differently with them. Maybe it's just a marketing gimmick. There's got to be something a little bit different, though, for it to be. I don't know.
All right. Hubby got me cold brew from Dunkin', direct from Dunkin'. That is good shit. That is better than the kind I get at the store.
Well, it's fresher.
Pour what we left of the kind of sort in there first. And then I poured the rest in that bottle. You got enough for 2 more cups.
I've got enough for 2 more cups. That's good because I didn't have any Dunkin'. I got some Stoke on the way I'm not so happy about. But they're out of Dunkin' at the store.
Out of everything.
How rude.
Hi, Jelly Bean.
She's back.
And I specifically asked them for 2 sprinkled and 4 pumpkin.
Now she has another option besides me. She could look at Liza. Poor Jelly Bean her only option was me because Vixie's just not there.
I have a black screen because my camera is not registering with my computer.
Yeah.
I was just happy
look.
that my audio worked.
I gotta go look at Jelly Bean's French toast.
Uh-oh.
So my mom, I told you guys the TV died. My mom brought over, her friend gave her a TV to bring over.
Yummy.
And we really want to get it on the wall because my eldest likes to throw things on the floor
Mm-hmm.
when he's annoyed and trying to get your attention. So,
Mm-hmm.
which happens all the time. And I have
Look what
an arm
came.
thing. You got it.
Yeah, I got both of them.
Yay!
That's so cool. That is so cool.
I want to get them. It's just not in the budget right now.
Yeah.
That is so freaking
Sorry,
cool.
go ahead. What were you
No,
saying?
that's fine. That was cool.
I go.
So my mom
Did you get
calls
them
me
from
just
his
before the
website?
store.
Sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Did you get them from Steve's website?
No, I got them from Amazon.
Well, if you get them from his website, you get both of them for $50 instead of 60, and he signs them.
No, I got these for cheaper than that.
But he didn't sign them.
That's right. He didn't sign them. You're right.
Hi, Dane.
Oh my goodness. So we got the my mom called before the show, and that's why we were almost really late because my mom started talking to me and I got so confused about what I was doing. I scheduled us for 11 p.m. But anyway, she says my stepdad's out getting stuff to hang up, trying to figure out a way to hang up the TV with the arm we have in there because the arm we have in there is too big.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, I have one that I got for my bedroom TV years ago that never got put up. I've asked because we have cement walls, so you have to use a hammer drill, which is an expensive piece of equipment that I don't want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to borrow one. And every time I asked, it just never was a priority. So it never got hung up. So it's sitting on my dresser, which is fine. Because, it works. But I'm like, I have an arm. Well, where is it? It's behind the dresser. Oh, okay. Well, I'll call him and let him know. And now hubby was looking. He's like, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the arm. I'm like, it's where it's always been. He goes, where is it? Behind the dresser. You can see like 3 inches of it coming out from behind the dresser all these years.
Years.
I don't understand. He goes,
Years. Oh. Oh my goodness.
I said, if nothing else, you can probably leave the arm in the wall and just replace the backing piece on the arm, so you don't have to re-drill holes. Because the TV we had up there before was freaking huge.
Oh.
We got it from a friend of ours. She's like, I have a TV that I use when I use my treadmill, but I never watch it. So, do you guys want it? I'm like, sure. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a normal size, like, 30 to 40 inch. No big deal.
Yeah.
This thing took up a lot. I don't know how big it is. It's got to be like 120 or something. I don't know. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. But it lasted quite a few years. It healed itself a couple of times because my girl child put like scratches in it. And it healed itself after a while. It would start to heal, which was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I just figured we'd have streaks in our TV for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, for it just to stop working, I was like, well, it's been a while. We had the one before that was a flat screen TV, but it was before they were flat on the back. It still had the big tube in the back, but it was a flat screen. And I bought that just before the eldest was born, and he's 19 now. So it made quite a few good years and traveled between two houses. So
Yeah.
one point in time, it was really freaking heavy. I mean, really heavy, and it was big size. At that time, we had like the biggest TV because people didn't have the TVs, the flat screens they have now,
Right.
and so people come over and watch. One day, I think I was cleaning, and the boy child was uh, crawling around in the living room, and he pulled himself up by the TV, and the TV started to come down, and I slid into home basically on my knees and caught it on my chest.
Yeah.
Thank God my best friend was at the house at the time because I did not know what to do. I didn't have, I have really good upper body strength, but I could not push this thing off my chest. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with a kid under me holding this TV in like a kneeling position. I can't believe I didn't break anything.
Wow.
Like at least a rib or something, because that hurt when it came down. But all I could think was, no smushed kid! No smushed kid!
That mom instinct kicked in.
But
Can
yeah,
I
my
show
friend
you
came in
guys
and he helped me put it
something?
back up. He's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, no!
Aw.
What you
I
got,
am
lady?
not all right.
So back in the 1920s, I think it was the 1920s, there was a fire here.
Yeah.
And so there was like a whole bunch of books that got burnt. And the only books that survived the fire, let me see if you can see them, are the ones that are up on this top shelf here.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
So, like, there's books all along the top shelf. You can see them. There's 100 books
neat.
up there.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So we took some of the books down because some of them there's Edgar Allan Poe books.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, they're like from hold on.
That's really cool.
Let me look at the publication date. Oops, I licked my finger. just rewind that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's a good way to get sick.
Don't lick your finger.
And if
Copyright
my friend saw her
1903.
I was just gonna say, and if one of my friends, if he had saw her do that, he probably had passed out. Like you're gonna,
oh no!
You're gonna mess the vellum up. You're gonna mess the vellum. He restored books once for a legal library.
Wow.
He had his bachelor's degree in library science.
Mm-hmm.
I said, why don't you work at a library? He goes, I don't want to work in a library. That is not why I got this degree.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He didn't want to work in a regular library. He wanted to work in like a legal library or historical library. Okay. Is what he wanted. He doesn't like kids.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't want to have to be around kids.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama Chris, how you doing this morning?
Hi, Mama Chris.
Oh,
hi, Mama
Puppy
Chris.
says there's 2 more cups worth. I told him to give me a large, no ice, cold brew coffee from Dunkin'.
Yeah.
And he made me one, and it is so freaking good.
Wow.
And because I had my own sugar drops and my own cream at home. Yeah. He said, I have enough to make 2 more. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Jelly Bean, Muriel told us yesterday she wouldn't be here. I don't
remember why.
I
was just thinking the same thing. She did tell us, but I don't remember why.
She did tell us.
There's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Can't keep track of everybody, okay? I'm sorry.
Good morning, lattes.
Yeah.
So Tay Jelly Bean.
I don't remember. What did you guys think of Hocus Pocus 2? No spoilers, though, because I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't see it. I was busy.
No, but Mama Chris did.
And so
I
Jellybean
know.
and her crew. I'm going to watch the first one today, and I'm going to invite my youngest to watch it with me, but I don't know if he's interested. You know what I mean? But if he is, I kind of want to experience watching the second one together.
Yeah.
So he's gone to movies before, so he does okay with the sitting for that long period of time, if he's interested.
Right. Tiny Mel
good?
and I are probably going to watch it tomorrow because she's got someone coming over today. So
Yeah.
they're going to do their own thing.
They're going to do their... How old is she now?
She's 15.
Okay, so she is a teenager. I still think of her as a tween. In my head. I do. I'm sorry.
We can go back to that. I'm good with that.
You're good with her being a tween.
Yeah.
That was a good age for you, huh?
It was.
I know.
It was.
No closed doors.
Mm.
Oh, I love that face. That was a great face. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah, none of
to
that.
be young. Yeah, by 15, I had already worked my first real job. I spent the whole summer living in a girls' camp and working in the kitchen. So at 15, I was very independent. I had my own money. I had a bicycle and my own money, and I had friends who drove. I didn't need anything from anybody else.
Hey, Dixie, do you realize your camera's still off?
My camera hasn't been working since the beginning, honey. If you have time to come help me, that would be great.
20 minutes in.
That was cute. Did he think we just weren't telling you?
Yeah.
We love you, hubby.
He's a sweetheart. You were busy, and I didn't want to mess with you.
No nap, Jellybean, not yet.
No naps.
Wow. It's only 11.
There's Muriel.
Oh, there she is. Good morning. We thought you had something to do today.
Hi, Myrtle.
Oh, no. He thought I had it off while I was eating, so you guys couldn't see me chew.
Oh. You were busy. She didn't want to bother you.
Yeah, you were busy.
Now, if you guys haven't seen the replay of some of our last couple...
It's magic.
Our last couple shows, you need to go watch them because they were pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. I watched last night Eliza and I playing...
Unraveled, too.
Unraveled. Why can't I get
Where's your Will-o'-the-Wisp? Where's your Will-o'-the-Wisp?
Where's my Will-o'-the-Wisp? Follow the Will-o'-the-Wisp.
That was really fun.
It was fun. That might become our Friday night game because we're going to be playing Don't Starve Together at 6:30. So
yeah,
I was thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? This might become our Friday night game. It was fun.
Yeah,
and I was telling hubby about this too. I like that the game it's like puzzle solving and gaming. You don't have to worry about like jump scares or anything like that. You know what I mean?
And we can play it together. So if one of us gets stuck, the other one can try.
You do it, Vixie. That was my favorite part. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Vixie, hold me.
Hold me. Because you can jump on each other and hold on. So I can carry her or she can carry me. It's like, hold me.
She watches me struggle for a while and then she like zooms on. I'm like, wow, Vixie, you could have done that like a long time ago. I was
the one who was really tripping up at the first course. I'm like, what the heck? I'm just out of practice. But then I got the hang of it. And I'm like, okay, I remember how to do this.
You know what I could have done is I could have came back and grabbed you and then just jumped over.
No,
but then Vixie wouldn't have learned from it.
But it wouldn't let us jump doubled up. It doesn't always
Oh,
let
that's
you.
right. That's right. It doesn't let you. Yeah.
We were too heavy or something.
That's right. You're too heavy sometimes to jump.
Kind of sounds a little bit like Kirby. Definitely very different graphics, but
yeah, and I wish I could pipe in the music. I'm still working on that, people. I'm still trying to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah,
I think what I need to do is set up a second microphone, but I'm still not quite sure how to do that and get it to work in Steam.
I don't know, Muriel. For some reason, I thought you said you weren't going to be here this morning.
I mean, StreamYard. I don't know. I had that same thing. Mel and I must have just like imagined it. Maybe we heard it like another night and just brought it over and like, played off each other because we do that sometimes. And we go, oh, I know where you go with that. And we just think it's our own
she had a wedding to go to. That's what it was. She had a wedding to go to.
When?
Are you just saying things now?
Are you're just, oh, you're bad. Oh, I doubt she had the same. I had the weirdest dream last night. I was running around picking up stuff, like just random shit, like leaves and sticks and stuff. It was weird. I don't know. I was making something. I don't know what it was.
Leaves and
but
sticks.
I was tired and stones and just like all nature stuff.
You're making a potion.
Maybe I was 5 again because that is the shit I used to do when I was a kid.
Maybe you're making a wreath.
Maybe it
is
the
a
season.
Fall wreath.
'Tis the season.
A wreath.
And we used to make wreaths out of everything when I was a kid, like everything. We gather stuff together and just use binder twine because that's what we had for the hay bales and stuff. And we'd wrap the binder twine around the straw until it was a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd stick stuff in it. So, nothing from the craft store. No, it all came from the barn and the forest. That's it. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't use the new binder twine. We had to use the old binder twine. Use the new binder twine, you get a lot of trouble. Lots of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was Rabbit. Rabbit went to the wedding. Thank you, Eliza. That's right. I forgot he had the wedding this weekend.
That's right.
Did Sisu get to go with him?
Sisu went. Yep.
Yay! I knew that was a big deal.
Yep.
That wasn't going to happen, then it was going to happen, then it wasn't going to happen. So yay. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So I've been doing TikTok pretty religiously, as in posting, not like making them, because I make a whole bunch at one time and then I just spoon feed you guys, because if I put in more than 3 videos at one time, like the first 3 to 5 don't get watched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get any views on them.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
It was Rabbit at the wedding with the candlestick. I want to play a game, and Eliza and Vixie can't answer because I already told them what I'm making.
Oh, okay.
But I just finished my 6th row, so I'm not very far into it. But see if you can guess what I'm making.
Oh, wow.
That's cute.
That's really freaking cute.
It is.
I'm definitely going to do what I said.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that. It's a flip. Jelly beans a flip.
There will be a flip. This one is actually to take to work with me because one of the students saw my astronaut that I made. And she was like, can you make an atlas? Which she meant Earth. But I was like, you know what? I actually can do that. So I'm making an Earth.
I love that she used the word atlas. Why does that make my soul happy? That makes my soul happy.
I was like, I can make an Earth. And she's like, yeah, Earth. But I am going to make another one and give him headphones and eyes and a mouth. So we'll have a flip.
Very cool. Charades for adults.
I do have the whole, no, I don't have the whole world. I have 6 rows of the world.
You just got partial.
I still have 12 more to go.
Oh, that's awesome. Got the whole now that song in my head.
Yeah, and I think she was a 4th grader.
Yeah, which is even more impressive. Atlas.
She is going places. She's one of my top readers. Like, she just like, can I get another book? Can I get another book? Can I get another book? I'm done with this one. Can I get another book?
That was me in 4th grade. I think the librarian didn't know whether to adopt me or shoot me. I remember her name was Mrs. Knowles, my elementary librarian, and she had these tight, dark curls. I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if you're all old enough to remember, but in the late 70s, early 80s, older women had tight curls, like to their skull. And she wasn't really old enough to have that style, and she had very dark hair. But man, and she was a tall woman too. She had to have been like 6 foot something. She was a very tall woman. Because all the other teachers would have her take stuff off shelves for them. That's how I remember that. But sometimes when I would
Hi, Mama
complete
Chris.
reading assignments or do all my homework and didn't have anything to do because I was like that at that age, they would send me to the library and I'd sit in the middle of the library on the floor and read stuff. And
I have kids offer to help me organize that just want to come in and sit and read. Like, this is great.
Yeah. That used to be one of the things I did all the time.
There's an 8th grade class that part of the class is earning volunteer hours. So every so often we'll have a group of kids come in and help with whatever we need help with. Last time they helped with stuffing envelopes for our fundraiser. This time when I got there, the whole nonfiction section was just a mess. Half of it's not labeled, half of it's not in the computer. They're all in the wrong spot. So basically we're having to take the whole wall down and reorganize. Anyway, they started on that process for me because that was quite a daunting task. But they at least took everything down and separated the labeled from the non-labeled and then organized those a little bit. So
I remember I had to help with the reference material once in high school, and we had to relabel everything. We just took labels off of everything and just started from scratch because it was such a mess.
Yeah,
and that was rough. And there was one person that I finally
that's probably
said,
what
"Can
I'm
he
heading
go home
towards?"
now?"
But I've got to figure out what I've got first.
Yeah, the one there was one kid who was helping, and I asked if he could go home. You know, one of those.
Yeah.
And this is like 10th grade, and I was done with him. I'm like, dude, if you can't help, just don't be here.
Right.
You can get credit other ways.
Yep.
Jellybean was a library assistant in middle school.
Oh.
I have something that I did. I helped put in the attendance computers in my school. I helped program them. I don't remember much of my junior year. I made a B average, though.
Nice. Well, I still have a lot of work to do on the nonfiction, like a lot of work. I have no idea how long that's going to take me. But then I also help out with school events. So like there's whole days where I'm just not in the library. And we've got a few things coming up. We've got like vision screening, hearing screening, and something else. And I know I'm going to be probably manning that, running it, because they tend to put it in the library and just be like, okay, I have things to do. Bye. Like, great, I got this.
Are you gonna weed, or are you weeding, or?
There hasn't been much. There were a few manga books.
Wow.
That showed a little too much.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't know if manga would be something.
But there really hasn't been much that needs to be pulled. There's one book of artwork by Bosch that I told the media teacher, which I kind of defer to her because I've never worked in a library before. So she's kind of taught me a lot of things, but there was one book I pulled that had artwork by Bosch, and I don't know if you're familiar with him, but a lot of it is like, it's sadistic. There was one painting that had a depiction of different kinds of torture. It's not like in your face. But there was one guy that was naked and had something shoved up his butt, and I was like, I don't think that we need to have this out for the kids. And she's like, but it's art. And I'm like, but it's no, don't think that's appropriate.
I could see it being in a senior high school setting,
Right.
but you have little kids. It might need to be put in like a reference book area where it can be.
It was with the nonfiction.
Mhm.
And we are going to separate into, elementary and middle.
Yeah.
So I haven't pulled it because she's like, no, don't pull it. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hide it on my desk for a little while.
Under this other pile of books that
Well,
nobody's
because we all
gonna.
know that some kids go to find stuff like that. They do. I remember
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not just like your average torture. It's like there's sexual torture too.
Yeah, that's a little.
Like, I'm not trying to come in and just, rip everything risque out of the library, but
Right.
it's just crossing a line.
Yeah. When it gets too much, it's too much.
I'm not like trying to over censor,
but at the same time, there's that line where this is the parent needs to step in and decide whether this is okay or not me. And
yeah, there are some books that are like with parent permission.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of Stranger Things books. Only one of them had a lot of cursing, so that one we still reserved. No, we took that one out, but the other ones, any Stranger Things books are only middle school enough. So there are like some things that are like, no, you have to be middle school, or would your parents be okay with this, kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like I tell my youngest, who wants to swear all the time, that's 18 plus language. When you hit 18, you can start using that. And it's not that I care if he swears, because I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe it's that terrible of a thing. It's vocabulary. But he doesn't need to swear at school.
Right.
And teach other kids stuff that their parents are going to get mad at him for.
And that's how I phrased it for Tiny Mel when she was younger. Like, okay, these are adult words. Never said they were bad words, but they are adult words.
Yeah. But my favorite was when hubby goes, Jesus! And hubby goes, Christ! I looked at hubby, I'm like, you did it, you fix it.
my mother, when Alexa was like 2, or Tiny Mel was like 2 or 3, from hearing it from her, she started saying, damn it. She was trying to say damn it. But it came out, damn it. Like, Mom, no.
Yes, Jellybean, you are not the only one who feels that way. There's a lot of us out there, but we still have a social society that we need to interact with at some level. And until they're mature, in my opinion, until they're mature enough to know when to and when not to, when they can read a room. And I think that's another thing that should be taught, because I know adults who can't. You look at them and go, read the room.
Yeah.
Wrong. You overstepped. Because then there are social niceties, and that's really hard because all my kids are autistic. It is really hard for them to read the room. They don't get it. Like, even with each other, like the youngest screams at the girl child, be quiet. You're so loud. And she's just over there talking to herself in the corner. And I'm like, you need to calm down. You're the one being loud.
Yeah.
And he's frustrated because it's hitting that spot with him. And I understand that. But at the same time, he needs to learn that he can't take it out on her. And it's those are exhausting mentally and physically and emotionally in those situations.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here, is to teach them how to survive.
But also,
social.
You can't control other people. You can control yourself.
Exactly. Which is really hard to explain to. It's like, getting them to wrap their head around it. It's like, I try to be respectful when I'm in an
Excuse me.
office at work, but any other time not so. I never swore until I worked as a cook, and this was years after. I was probably 27 when I started swearing because I just never swore. It was like, and it was like a joke to some of my friends. They're like, "She doesn't swear." It, and I have a lot of words that I say, or a lot of phrases that I would say
In
that
place
were
of it.
instead of swearing.
Yeah.
I swear in the Celtic. I use Celtic swear words because I learned them, and my mother wasn't offended by them, so I didn't. You know, like Sweet Bridget's teeth is an actual ancient swear.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the Harry Potter ones like Merlin's beard, which is they're very cathartic. They work just as well as fuck. Really, they do, and they just don't offend people as much most of the time. Sometimes I open my mouth and cherry flies out. I swear. That woman was a bad influence on me when it comes to swearing. It's the truth. It's the truth. And bloody hell. It's very English of you, bloody hell.
All I can think of is Spike.
Is what?
Spike.
I gotta go,
Spike.
guys.
All right,
Bye.
love you. Spike from Buffy?
Both. You're not wrong.
I said Angel first because I've been watching Bones. I never watched Bones before. I actually really like it. Fragic. Yeah, Hubby uses Fragic a lot, which is fucking tragic. Fragic.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been since we started doing this channel, I've began to swear a lot more.
I noticed.
So it's all y'all's fault.
Not mine. Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter. Fluffernutters are good. I don't have them very often. I don't think I've had one in years, but they are good. They're really rough to make, though. They're good once you dig into them, but I always have a hard time spreading that fluffer on there.
Yeah.
The marshmallow cream is sticky. I have a clicker pen and I can't stop touching it.
So if you want the pattern for the Earth, here it is.
There it is.
I hope you memorized it.
It's a lot simpler than the astronaut one. Or
Yeah.
the rocket one.
Yeah, those were both 2 pages long.
Yeah.
But there were attachments. There's no attachments with this one. 8 attachments.
It happens to the best of us. You don't remember when you have a custom? It really was like just something I didn't do. I've always been very articulate, and when I hurt myself, unlike some people who scream and yell and stuff, I am learning to scream and yell when I hurt myself. This is like therapeutic. Like therapy has said, you need to start saying stuff. I would suck it up and walk away and cry in the corner. And since I've been doing therapy, they're like, no, that's not healthy.
Yeah, it actually releases, I don't know, something.
Endorphins
makes you feel better.
And healing properties and stuff like that. Get your body to do what it needs to do. So, and Mel and I both have very high pain tolerance. So if something hurts, we probably did something bad.
Yeah. Pain is your body's way of letting you know something is wrong. And if you're not feeling pain the correct way, you can get really hurt and it can get really bad without you even realizing it.
And I wonder,
growing a 55-pound cyst on your ovary.
Yeah. I've always wondered why. Why don't I feel pain like everybody else does? Because my mom, who's not one for lying, like that's like taboo in our life. That's worse. Lying is worse
Hi,
than
Chrissy.
swearing in my mom's side of the family. That's like, never call somebody a liar in my family. It's like the worst blasphemy ever.
Yeah.
And she told me when I go into the hospital and they give you the chart to go at least 2 above what I really think it is. She says, because we, for some reason, don't feel pain the same and they will not attend to your needs the way they need to be attended.
That's what my
Which
mom told me too.
you can, a couple of years ago when I broke my ankle, they x-rayed my foot and they're like, oh, you have a hairline fracture, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, this is the first time I broke a bone. They're like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Every bone in your foot has been broken at least once. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me when I the first time I tore my Achilles tendon. They were like, "Oh, well, your foot's been broken, but it's not broken right now."
When I tore my Achilles
I
tendon,
had no idea.
I tore it so bad that when I said, oh, did I break it? They said, you wish you broke it. That's
Yeah.
what they said, you wish you broke it because it's
It
going to
takes
take
longer to
forever.
heal than a break.
I had a case that I had a
And I done
half
did it
cast.
twice.
I had a half cast that went 3 inches above my toes and went right up to my butt. Oh, that sucked. That was a rough year, man.
See, at least you know why you don't feel pain though.
Yeah. We feel it. It's just, I think it's different and we don't,
Yeah.
we
We have a different threshold for pain.
Yeah, or either we learned it or it's just, I don't
I don't know.
know. I don't know how you would test that. I don't think you
Maybe our pain
can.
receptors are defective.
Maybe. That would, okay, yeah. Like when I was in labor, they had the thing, the doop doop thingy going, and they're like, that was a really big, contraction. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Buffy. They're like, did you feel it? And I'm like, of course I felt it, but I've had migraines that are worse than this. This is, at least this comes and goes,
Yeah.
you know? If I say it's a fight, yeah, yeah. My mom always told me you need to do that because you won't get treated.
Yeah.
They won't treat you. But they still think that I'm seeking. Like every time I
Yes.
go in, I'm like, I'm not seeking any. Well, you're so calm. I am
When
not
I had
putting on a bony show for you. I'm not
when I
doing
had
it.
that great big kidney stone that I couldn't pass,
Right.
the first time I went to the ER, they were like, "Oh, no, your stomach hurts because your sugar's high." I wouldn't test anything, wouldn't look at anything. Your sugar's high. So they gave me fluids and sent me home.
Tooth pain was pretty. Some of my tooth pain that I had was, but I think one of the reasons it's so bad is it takes over like your face.
But it's also right
And
on that bone.
yeah, and the nerves are so close.
Your gallbladder, when you had your gallbladder, that scared me.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about my gallbladder. I try not to think about the gallbladder. I thought I was dying. I thought I was going
Well,
to
you did it to
die.
yourself. You
I
made it
did.
worse on purpose.
Well, because I wanted him to cut the fucker out. They were like, I don't remember how many, it had to been at least 3 times I went to the ER and they were like, it's not bad enough for us to do anything. And I'm like, Mom, how do I make it bad? She's like, eat something greasy. So I got the greasiest homemade pizza. It was delicious, don't get me wrong. But oh, did it hurt. It hurt. And I called my mom. It was like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. You got to take me to the ER. And I'm throwing up in a bag in the car. And I am in so much pain that I feel like my insides are just going to drop right out of me. Like, it's okay. I'm just going to die. And I said to my mom, I said, just so you know, if I die, make sure that hubby marries somebody who loves the kids. I don't want him not to get married, but just make sure they love the kids. Okay. Okay. Thanks. She's like, you're not going to die. I said, hey, just promise me. He doesn't have to do this alone. Oh, it's crazy. Absolutely insane. But then they took it out, and I had Nurse Ratchet as my nurse. I'd never had a bad nurse before. She was terrible. I'm like, can I have a different nurse? She's, I'm the only nurse on call. And I'm like, I'll be fine till tomorrow. Go away. Yeah. They always think that I'm seeking.
Yeah.
They're always like,
That's why I'm afraid to say that my pain level is higher than it is. I'm like, they're gonna know that I'm lying because I don't feel that way. They're gonna know that I'm lying, and then they're gonna think that I'm drug seeking.
my first child when I was pregnant, I didn't even know I was going in labor. I just thought I had to pee. So I went and I peed. I washed my hands. I walked out in the hallway, and my water broke. And hubby was standing there in front of me. He looked at me like a deer in headlights. And I was just really calm. I said, no, my water broke. I guess it's time to have a kid. And he's still standing there like this. I said,
Are we panicking? Are we being calm? I can go either way with this. Which way you want me to do? Which one is going to be the calm one here?
I said, here's what we're doing. That list we made, you're going to call everybody on that list while I take a shower. Make sure you call the doctor first. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to get cleaned up. And then we're going to go to the hospital. I should have had him stop and get me food on the way. I was so freaking hungry. And then I was in labor for 18 hours before we had to do the C-section, emergency C-section, because my body decided it didn't dilate. We're not going to dilate. We're just going to go through this whole pregnancy without dilating. I said to my body, what am I supposed to do? Push him through my belly button? What?
Because of my medical history, they had already decided to do a C-section for Tiny Mel.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't want to wait for that. So apparently, I found out afterwards, she had already been trying to get out, like to the point where she had a big bruise on her forehead from trying to, like, Mom, let me out.
Push out.
Yeah, but I didn't feel it.
You weren't allowed to eat for 3 days. Man, I ate every color popsicle they had more than once. I'm telling you, because that was the only thing that let me have. Because my sugar, I could feel my sugars dropping. Every few hours, my sugars just.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to be able to be like I'm not going to be able to brain when it's time to push. You know? Like, holy shit. But then with my next two, we scheduled C-sections because I wasn't doing a VBAC. There was too much. I was worried. There was too much that could go wrong with a VBAC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we'll just do it this way because we know how this works and we'll do it this way.
We knew what you meant, Jed Bean.
Yes. We knew. We got you. We got you, babe. We got you. It's okay.
I still remember the very first thing I ate when I got home not after Tiny Mel was born, but after I had the cyst out.
Mm-hmm.
The very first thing that I ate, like a whole something, not just a few nibbles, it was a week after this. They kept me 5 days. I went in on Monday. They let me out on Friday. The very first whole thing that I ate was hot dog.
After I had my first, I knew what I wanted. Everyone asked me. I'm like, I want macaroni and cheese with tuna fish. Because I had eaten tuna fish all the time I was pregnant. I just wanted macaroni and cheese with tuna fish. And when I got home, there was a big old pot. I don't know how many cans of tuna or how many boxes of macaroni and cheese they made for this thing, but it was a lot. I don't know why they thought I could eat that much. I was like, a half a box of macaroni and a half a can of tuna would have been plenty for me. I share.
Better to be prepared.
They were like ready. They put extra cheese in it too. I remember that. Like we put extra cheese in it. It's delicious.
Well, after 3 days, I'm sure.
Oh, when I got out of labor and they let me eat for the first time, they gave me a turkey. They're like, "What would you like?" And I said, "I'd like a turkey sandwich." She said, "On a croissant." And I said, "Bless your heart." So I just ate those while I was there because their hot lunch stuff was gross.
Yeah.
I was like, I worked in a kitchen. It should not, for a hospital. It should not. I'll just take the sandwich. Just keep sending me sandwiches, breakfast, lunch, extra lettuce and tomato. The only time I ate tomato. They're like, why? It's just so I can go to the bathroom and go home.
Yeah.
That's what that stuff does. It scrubs out your system. So they changed my entire birth certificate just because.
They wouldn't even give you ice chips? No, Jelly Bean. I'd have been throwing stuff.
They wouldn't give you ice chips? Who
Listen,
the hell are
I'm serious
those
about my ice
mascots?
chips, okay? After I had my cyst out and I was in the recovery room right after surgery, my dad was tired of not hearing anything. He barges into the recovery room, which is not supposed to be in, by the way. He barges into the recovery room. He sees these two nurses over off somewhere chatting. He comes over and starts feeding me ice chips, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be in here." He's like, "Well, then take care of my daughter."
Oh yeah, coffee too. That was the other thing I was drinking. Coffee. Just black coffee. So that I just wanted to poop and go home. I'd never been in the
They're
hospital
like, if
before.
you
I didn't
walk,
want
it'll
to
get things moving. So you better believe I went around
Oh
that
yeah.
hallway.
I would push Sebastian around in the little
Yep.
cart and the nurses thought it was so funny. They're like, "Hey, how you doing? Just doing our Jane Fonda. Come on, let's go."
After I had my cyst out, I had to wear that like girdle thing basically. I could barely walk. I had to hold on to, I don't know if it was my IV pole or what, but I was holding on to something.
Probably
circles around that hallway, just doing laps. Like I want to go home.
Yeah. Definitely. I just want to go home. You all suck. Terrible. Hubby, did you eat that pumpkin? I hope you ate that pumpkin spice donut and it was good.
Huh.
I did. It was pretty good.
It was pretty, they were pretty good. I mean, I know he wanted other stuff that they didn't have, but he went and the line was he went earlier and the line was extremely long. So, of course, they bought out everything. And they made you walk, and I was like, oh, I can barely walk to begin with. I know. Sadists. Those medical personnel are sadists.
They are. There was a guy who came in and he wanted to give me a sponge bath, and I was like, no.
No. Next.
My dad was like, you don't have to be so rude. I was like, but he wanted to give me a sponge bath.
It was weird. They put these boot thingies on me that massage my legs so that I wouldn't get clots in my legs. I love them damn things. I'm like, I want to take these home with me.
Yeah, those were nice.
And they're like, really? You like that? Most people think they squeeze too hard. And I'm like, oh, I don't think you could squeeze my legs too hard ever.
It was a nice massage.
Love that. I love those things.
And then got mad at me because they had to help with the walker. Well, that's just stupid.
Ugh. Oh, and they dropped you? Oh my God.
Aw.
Well, at least she was in tears. I hate it when they do stuff like that and then they get grumpy with you. I've had that before. I'm like, dude, you did it. I would look at somebody and say that, dude, you did it. Or like the one guy who tried to start an IV line on me and he decided to dig around. Like, take that needle out of my arm before I hit you. No. This is not gonna. You're not gonna. You're just gonna go through the other wall. You're not doing any. You're hurting me.
Yeah.
So they had to let me ride in a wheelchair to the NICU to see my tiny human. Oh. They kept trying to take mine away. I'm like, dude, he's fine. He's sleeping. Most of the time,
No,
he's
they did
sleeping
take
on
mine
me.
away because she was jaundiced and she had to go under the lights.
Oh, see, mine was jaundiced, but I sat by the window. I said, this is better than your lights.
I just sat there bawling my eyes out, and my mother had been there. She went down to get some lunch, and she came back, and I'm sitting on the bed with all these tissues all around me, like an empty tissue box, and I'm bawling my eyes out, and there's no baby in the room, and so she's panicking, thinking all the worst things. And I'm like, they took my baby and put her under the lights.
All of us were born jaundiced on my mom's side of the family. Like, everyone is born jaundiced. So it wasn't a big deal. I knew what was going to happen.
Well, her kidneys didn't form right. I forget what they called it, but one didn't, I don't know, they didn't.
It didn't
something.
scoop right.
Yeah.
Oh, they originally told you that you couldn't see her. That's rude.
Yeah.
My friend had a really bad thing with her pregnancy. There's something wrong with her heart. There was something wrong with his heart. A lot of things went bad. And he was in NICU and she was in ICU, and she hadn't seen him at all since he was born for 2 weeks.
No.
She really lost her mind. I'm not kidding. She lost it. She almost threw a doctor through a window, like on the 5th floor. She's like, she was sure they killed her baby. She was sure.
No.
And it was terrible. And trying to get them to bring the baby down or bring her to, it was terrible. Oh my God. It was absolutely horrendous. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there's so many ways they could have taken away. There was so many ways they could taken care of that. People know how women are when they give birth. You know, there's tons of hormones and weird shit going on. Of course she went insane. You dumb shits.
Peanut butter cookie lasagna. Hubby, what are you doing to me?
Peanut butter cookie lasagna.
What's that?
Oh. What? I almost didn't make it. I had to wake up with a fluid on my lungs and I couldn't breathe or talk. Your nurse's button didn't work. Oh my God. This is why people take me to hospitals all the time, because I'll start yelling. I get right in doctors' faces. More than nurses, I get right in doctors' faces. I'm like, you have no fucking clue. I texted my parents and they came to the hospital and screamed at the nurse's station for not checking on me. Good. Good. All right. Now that we've had all this talk about hospitals and stuff, take time to be thankful for everyone we have and have some lunch. I need some lunch. I had a donut and I'm still hungry. What else? We'll be back at 6:30 to play Fall Guys. I hope you guys come and play with us. I hope we can find 10 people. Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Now everything's better now.
Now make the most of it and play Fall Guys with us.
Yeah. Fall Guys at 6:30. Cards Against Humanity at 8. All right? Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It's by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee, full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures, it leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses, it restoreth my buzz, it leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.